a new and different perspective every week on LEGO sets, news, media, and more. You're listening to the BCC Podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 21st of 2018, and you're listening to episode 162 of the BCC Podcast. I'm LQ, and joining me today is Klenda.
Hey! This is second day in a row.
Yep, it's been a long time since we've done a podcast on a Tuesday, actually. But Tuesday was originally the day that we did the podcast.
How long ago was
Mace,
that?
you remember that?
Oh, I remember that. It was really hard to make it after my shift at work every week.
How long ago was it that we did on Tuesday? It was still when Chris was around, so it had to have been at least 2 or 3 years.
Oh, boy.
I'd say 2.5 at the most.
We've been doing this for a long time.
I feel
Yeah.
old now.
I mean, we're almost at 200.
And yet
Are we
we're
beyond
still
200?
mediocre.
I mean,
We're better
no more
levels
mediocre
of,
than all
we're,
the other
We're a
podcasts.
different level of mediocrity now.
Yes. We are superior mediocrity.
What if we've peaked?
Rip. Wow,
What I
way
want-
to insult us,
That's
dude.
what I worry every day of my life, that I've already peaked. And that's just it.
Well, think about it this way. At least your life will go better than this podcast.
That would be kind of reassuring, maybe.
Yes.
Let me see. Just
But what if this
like
What if this podcast is my life?
since this numbering of the podcast, which isn't the original numbering, it was December 12th of 2014 was the first release, which meant it was recorded like 2 months prior. So, yeah, we've been doing this almost 4 years.
Wow.
No, more than 4 years
I
now, because we
haven't.
started in August. When did you didn't? It wasn't that long. You came into it.
Well, I mean, you'd already been doing it for, I think, a year?
Let me see.
It was such high
Here's
quality.
the first
we
episode I
drew
see
all
you in
new
the
members.
thumbnail. I'm pretty
Well,
sure
I
you're there for it.
technically wasn't employed
This
by
says
you at
September
the time.
2015. So either way, no, it hadn't been a year.
It hadn't been a year.
Nope.
Eh.
Everyone on the podcast now has been on for longer than anyone who's ever been on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
do the math. It makes sense. I promise.
But I don't like math.
If you say
Yeah,
so,
you've been
sir.
here with the vast majority. What episode number is that? It was episode number 26 was the first time I see you in the
Really?
thumbnail. Yeah.
Dang.
So
That
that's
is
really
not-
early.
That's a lot earlier than I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you were on it before that still.
I was on the live stream in June. I remember that very distinctly because I remember my 16-year-old
Yeah, June, that
voice
would have only
saying
been a
that.
year after the channel came out.
I never really made it to the podcast back then, but I did make it to every live stream.
I mostly watched you for your stop motions.
The thing
I
we don't
feel
do
sorry
anymore.
for you. In multiple ways. Some ways in legitimate ways. Some ways in kind of I pity you sort of ways.
Well, I already knew you pitied me.
Kopaka's
Are we going to-
iPod was a masterpiece. Let's not pretend.
See, you know, the first ones actually were, like, legitimately good because they could be expected for where we were at. And then they never got any better.
That
So-
is a good point.
Yeah. And now here we are. Somewhere.
Professionally podcasting.
Professional
about
mediocrity.
things. Yes.
You know, what's interesting,
Ryan.
Ninjago is on then and it's still on now. What's going to last longer, a podcast or Ninjago?
We will
Ninjago.
die when Ninjago does.
Mhm.
Greg Freshty has confirmed it.
I mean, it's only a couple years Ninjago will have outlived Bionicle. I'm rooting for it.
They're
to
not there
outlive
already?
Bionicle.
They haven't already?
No, they started in 2011.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's
So if you
just-
say
it feels
Bionicle,
like it's been
technically,
10 seasons
it depends on
already.
if you say Bionicle started 2000, 2001.
I'd
It's
say
kind of a
2000 because Australia still
That's when
counts,
it came
right?
out. But if you go by waves, it was like it was released in 2001.
That is true.
I think of it as
So-
being 2001.
That's because that's what
I like
year
to
it was
say
released
2000
for us.
because that makes it an even 10, and I like even numbers because I'm neurotic.
Was it 2010 that the Stars came out?
Yes.
It was.
So
I
I was
was
that'd make
forgetting
them
if it's
a 10.
but it
2010
was
or
still on the
2009.
shelves for quite a while
2010
after
for
that.
sure.
Yeah. So next year will be 8 years of Ninjago.
Impressive.
And we're confirmed to have sets for that far already, and it doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing down.
Nope.
So it'll probably outlive Bionicle.
If Ninjago can survive their movie...
Now,
they can survive
unless you
anything.
add the years of G2 onto Bionicle, which is only another 2, it still might outlive Bionicle. So, we gotta finally cover Hunted now, because it was been leaked for a while, and I think most of our audience saw it that way, but it is also premiered in North America now, and yet that is not actually the reason it's taken this long. We've just been busy.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Even though I prefer to wait until it premieres, the issue is the Cartoon Network's release schedule has given us no idea when that's ever going to be. But it was now, so we're good no matter what side of morals you stand on.
Mm-hmm. Can't touch us lawyers. Fully legal.
Alright, so let's talk about the season then. If this is your first time listening to one of our Ninjago season coverages, I have a strict no recaps policy after that one time.
Flashbacks.
It was painful to our first... Actually, that's still like one of our most popular podcasts ever. It was a horribly painful Ninjago podcast. I should slap a huge picture of Dareth on front of this one, too. See if that helps views. I'm going to
Everyone
do that.
will love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Is the best character, hands down.
Absolutely.
Wonder, maybe this will become our most popular podcast if I do that.
Probably.
We should just
Dareth
make
clickbait.
him the sponsor for our channel.
Yes,
We
he should
did
be
that
the
in that
official
episode I
mascot.
talked about.
Yes.
But we
Dareth
should
is the
officially
official
commandeer
ninja
him.
of the BCC. And that's when we had like the yearly Ninjago episode, because we only allowed ourselves to not talk about Bionicle one day out of the year.
Mhm.
But now,
We talk about it in
Bionicle's
0
dead,
days. In the
and
year.
Ninjago is not.
Yep.
Can't be said for all of the characters in the show, though.
Got him. I can think of at least 6 from this season alone.
So, I know I said I was going to do a quick recap, but just to make sure we're
Good.
all on the same page, Ninjago Hunted was the 9th season, or 10th, depending on if you go by the wrong numbering system. In Ninjago, it contained 10 episodes and premiered in August in the US, and I believe back in like June or July in Australia, where most people saw the leaked episodes from. They weren't as good quality as
Aussies.
Sons of Garmrang, actually. So I kind of envy the people who watched it once it was in good quality. I would have waited if I knew it was going to come out in August, but we weren't told until like a week before it came out.
I wish Cartoon Network would get on the ball with releasing these episodes of this show.
That would be nice.
So let's jump right into it. What did you guys think of the season overall?
I think I liked the last one better, but I certainly didn't dislike this one.
I was pretty impressed with the directions that they went with it. Ninjago is very good in general at going a little bit deeper than you would expect, and I think that they did the same thing in this.
I'm probably on the same page as Mace. I really like this season. I didn't find it quite as like being on the edge of my seat as I was in the last one, where I was like really wanting to see what happened every next episode. This one I felt was a little bit more predictable.
It was, and I definitely did predict several parts of it, but
It wasn't at all bad, but I don't think it was as great as last season.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, last season was a hard one to top.
Yeah, last season is still probably one. It's hard to say if that one or Skybound's my favorite at this point. I need to watch this one again.
Skybound is the close second, though. I want to rewatch that one day.
Alright, so I have some notes I took while watching it. Did either of you guys take notes?
no, I didn't.
Mentally, I did. Haha, I'm cheating.
Do you want to go off of my list of notes then? We can
Yes.
discuss some things I found interesting.
Let's-
Alright, so, first thing, early on in the season, we find out the Ultra Dragon is dead.
Mm-hmm. Rest in pieces.
But
The Hageman brothers tease that the Ultra Dragon would be in this season. I like how morbid their sense of humor is.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, it'll be there.
Though they did lie about Ronan being murdered by a jet ski, as this season also confirmed.
I think it's funny though.
I wish
that
that
was
would have
still
happened.
hilarious.
That would have been awesome.
No, I love Ronan. I didn't want him to be gone.
Well, he would have faked his death, of course, and come back with a robot arm or something.
Well, doesn't he already have a robot eye?
Exactly. So you just come back with more robot parts.
Wait, there's already that guy that has more robot parts. You know, the guy with the bowler hat and the flame arm.
I do not know who you're.
The mechanic.
Iron
mechanic.
Baron?
No, the mechanic. He first appeared in Skybound, and he was in the beginning of Sons of Garmadon, where Zane and Kai were fighting him, and then Zane froze him.
I
didn't pay
legit don't
attention to
remember
that
him.
guy.
I'm sorry.
You don't remember it?
No,
And
I'm
then he's
sorry.
also in prison. He tried to eat Zane.
I don't remember this character existing at all.
Let me see if I can find
I mean,
a
I
picture
believe
of
you,
him.
but
Oh yes, of course, you're the expert, so I trust that this character's real. I just don't remember him. And I'm a bit surprised to hear he had 3 different cameos or appearances.
Yeah, he's had at least 2 appearances. This is him.
okay.
Let me get an image in the podcast,
Wow, is he one of the pirates that was with Captain Soto?
too. Nope. He was just
No?
a guy they found in prison one
just-
I
day.
legit don't
just a
remember
random
this
guy?
guy.
His
Yeah, he was at the
arm-
beginning of Sons of Garmadon, though. He was in, like, the preview clip we got for it, too.
His arm looks so interesting. Why do I not remember this?
He looks like a character I wouldn't forget, but he's. I just don't remember him. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I hope we get a minifigure
I've never
of
seen
him
this
someday,
man before in my life.
because his hat is an interesting piece. It's like, you know, the Nindroid thing that they put on the ninja hoods, but on a bowler hat. So that'd be a really cool piece to get.
If only Jeffrey didn't die.
Jeffrey?
The giraffe.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. then.
Otherwise, there's a chance he'd appear in the.
He was talking about the Bricktober exclusives.
Uh-huh.
I will still
Oh.
get exclusive minifigures somewhere else. Your Target's gotten exclusive minifigures several times already.
Hopefully, they're the new Bricktober dudes.
I still don't know what the fate of that minifigure pack is, and it disturbs me.
I feel the same way about the Infinity War one. I wanted that Wong and Buggy. My collection
They
will
had
never be
old
complete.
Jay with the eye patch in the Ninjago one. From Possession,
Mhm,
and
when he
that's
saw
like
his
one of the.
future.
That's like one of my most requested minifigures for Ninjago ever. And at least one exists somewhere out there, so if they don't release it, I'm gonna be forced to fork over an ungodly amount of money to some loser to get that
$100
minifigure.
million. Maybe more.
Huh.
Sounds legit.
So, let's hope they do come out somewhere, because I'm gonna be so disappointed if they're not. If they don't.
Same.
And so
I
out of
need
money.
that Wong. Why didn't any of the Doctor Strange sets have Wong? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
It
Well,
was
there's
the
always Doctor
Wong
Strange,
time
too.
to release him.
That's true.
So, yeah, the Ultra Dragon is dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's been gone for a long time, and also I guess this confirms that whenever Sensei Wu said the Spirit Coves, it was just his way of lying about there being the realm of the Onion Dragon.
Yeah. He lies
There
a
will be
lot.
an Ninjago explained on this, because I did what happened to the Ultra Dragon, and I was wrong.
Oops.
Ooh.
So,
No
Have
one
to
will
print
watch
a
that show
retraction.
again.
Mm.
no, they'll only watch it more if I'm wrong.
That's true.
Oh yeah, so that they can all flame the comments with "Actually, this is what happened to the dragon."
No one's done that yet, actually.
Because nobody's
Still
realized. I didn't even notice.
Horror viewers are too nice.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's the kindness of humanity. That's why they didn't.
Yes.
Our viewers aren't nice, I'm sure it's not that. Alright, so, another person to die was Mr. E,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
without getting any backstory, and they've actually did explain why recently. Did either of you guys see that?
I
Yes,
did not
I
see
did.
that, no.
I saw that you liked it on
So,
Twitter.
They confirmed that Mr. E was originally supposed to be Echo Zane.
I called that.
He was, okay. I was pretty sure he
But
was.
they said they are playing this whole thing where Hirumi went and found him and then, upgraded him to fight for them. And originally when, him and Zane were having that fight, his helmet was supposed to fall off to show him as Echo Zane. But then they would have had to have this whole thing explaining, because, no one but Jay and Nia remember what happened in Skybound.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And so they'd have to explain all that, and there just wasn't enough time, which obviously there wasn't, because that season was jam-packed.
Mm-hmm.
So they said canonically he's not Echo Zane now. He's just a random robot. That was just what they were going to do.
Like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Kind of. But yeah, Garmadon
pretend
just
he's a
murders
random
him. I don't know
android.
why they felt the need to kill him off, because they could have used that later. Like, just throw him somewhere.
He's a
I
robot.
think
He
they
can
just
be
wanted
reassembled or
dramatic
something.
murder tension.
Now, another thing that interests me. All the Elemental Masters come back. Well, most of them.
Most of them.
I believe
Except Jacob didn't come back, though they always kind of forgot about Jacob.
Was he Nature
He wasn't even
Boy?
mentioned, actually. Yeah, Belobo, Master of Nature, though they mentioned him, he's in jail. And the Master of Form is apparently criminal now, which he was always kind of.
He was always kind of
on that
sketchy
path.
anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Invisible
I do
Man
believe
and
they did
Toxicity-
cover them all, except for Jacob, Master of Sound.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah,
Which
short
is-
dude. He was the damsel
Yeah,
in distress.
they
at the
forgot
Ninjago
about
level
him
of
during
dimensions.
Tournament of Elements, too. There's
Mhm.
this whole thing in the credits.
Poor
So,
guy.
Wait, no, it's really cool to finally see them all coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, except
I like
there's
seeing
this
Karloff
really
again.
painful sequence though when they first introduced them, where this guy
Where they
Lloyd
all dab in unison.
No, where it's like, you remember Griffin, Master of Speed, Karloff, Master of Metal, and then Lloyd is like, and you're Skylar, Master of Amber, able to absorb any powers. Like, who is he talking to?
The audience.
He's talking to her, trying to remember her correctly.
Yeah.
It was incredibly
You're
jarring and awkward. It was probably one of the most
Skylar.
awkward moments in all of Ninjago.
Lloyd was trying to talk to a girl, I think it's understandable.
He's trying to steal Kai's grill. Well, Kai's gone.
Also, he asked Skylar if her powers returned, which I found odd because I don't remember them ever being gone.
I don't think they were.
Yeah.
I mean,
How
I
could I
guess,
know?
Yeah,
do
when
we
did
ever
they
see,
leave?
after Chin uses her to cast the spell, turn them all into snakes, I don't think we see her use them again, but I don't think it's ever mentioned that she didn't have them.
I guess-
Don't
I
remember
guess
a time
that
when it
could've-
was mentioned.
Oh, when she was in Skybound, did she have her powers?
I didn't see her use them, no.
I didn't see Skybound, so I can't say.
Oh, you still haven't seen Skybound? It's on Amazon, you know.
Okay.
For $20
You need to watch
million.
it. That's like my favorite season.
I
It
know
is a
it
good
is.
one. Second best.
So, yeah, I don't know what that was all about. That was probably, that was my least favorite part of the entire season, was that sequence. It
Yeah.
felt, I don't know,
Like, hey
so
kids, remember
wrong.
these guys? No, you don't. We had this 5 years ago, and none of you are old enough to remember. So here's their name, here's their power.
Yeah,
With
that was
no
painful. Though
subtlety
I'm glad they're
at
all
all.
back.
No subtlety. They just bashed the viewer over the head with it. But it is cool to see. them.
There could have been an easier way, like, maybe, introducing, like, Misako to them since she wasn't around, rather than...
Yeah. Or explain
I mean,
Sensei.
The Skylar's part was bad enough,
Mhm.
but then when it went, Lloyd introducing Skylar, because everyone there knew her already, it was so... Oh.
Now, if they were on maybe camera and they were talking to the citizens of Ninjago and introducing themselves there, maybe that'd make sense.
Yeah, but even then it feels kind of forced into it.
But they didn't even try to hide it. They just were like, exposition time.
Yeah, I don't know how that made its way in because everything else was so good. But, okay, so, next note I have is I don't remember where a lot of these are. They should be in somewhat sequential order to the season. Garmadon mentions at some point, oh darn, I keep saying that. Anyway, that the departed realm was like full of darkness and he's like having all these nightmares. That means that's a pretty dark when someone dies in Ninjago then. If the departed realm's a not very nice place.
Yeah, because that's where all the good people go.
And all the bad people too, apparently.
Oh yeah, I forgot they destroyed the other place.
Yeah, and remember in the Day of the Departed, they all came from the departed realm.
So I guess maybe that's the departed realm and the good departed realm. Maybe that's
I'm pretty
two.
sure there's just the one. It's from what it sounds like. But yeah, and Garmadon was explaining how it was like so dark and horrible there, and that's that's not good.
And then while dead, he managed to get magical knowledge of the next season.
Yeah, I think that we'll talk about that more later, I think. But it was just kind of weird to me that he described the departed realm like that, which makes me wonder. And is part of like Garmadon's soul still in the departed realm? Is like the good part still there, or did they like kill the good part of him?
I'm
like
not
just
sure.
out of existence.
If I had to guess, I'd say the good part of him is still there.
Because they said like they're only bringing back the bad parts. Though in this season also, he still has traces of that Garmadon. What would be cool actually is if they like had to resurrect the good Garmadon to fight the bad Garmadon.
That'd be cool.
I want them to do that. That hadn't occurred to me, but that would be cool.
I always liked the design and concept of Sensei Garmadon.
I don't think they're gonna do that, but that would be really cool.
Well,
They don't have a movie to tie into anymore, so they can do whatever they want from here on out.
that's true.
Because we all know there ain't gonna be a Lego Ninjago
It was kind of
movie
weird
too.
that Garmadon suddenly did sort of care about Lloyd again, because they kind of like tried to push the point last season that he didn't.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's
Yeah,
why
it's
he
a
still
little
hasn't reached his
contradictory
true
there,
potential.
I mean, it's not that bad, but
It's not. It kind of bugged me, but
You see,
I mean,
guess
it
you
kind of
just
made
gotta
up for it
pretend
towards
that
the end, where
he's
that wasn't
trying
really a
now.
major factor in, the victory, and it doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be going any further. Okay, the next thing I have noted here was another kind of plot hole that really bugged me.
okay.
Remember the part where, oh darn, I forget exactly. I should have noted where these were all from. That's a big mistake on my part. But Lloyd burns his suit at one point. Remember that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit later, he has the exact same suit again.
He must have
I
pretended.
assume that he did something, because when he burned it, I was thinking, he's going to show up in the same suit later again, isn't he? And
I
he
burned
did.
my suit and repaired it.
It's
using
never
only flex
explained.
tape.
It's just he has the same suit again, and that's weird.
He has two of them.
Like two of the like really roughed up improvised suit that looks exactly the same.
Yeah, one got
Yes.
beat up, and he was like, "This is cool fashion." So he cut.
And
the
it
other
was
one up
shortly
to match.
after that the two truths from the two truths and a lie that Tommy Andreessen posted came true. There is a talking rat this season.
Mm-hmm. And his name is Woo. Got him.
Oh, we actually haven't talked about Mistake at all so far, have we?
We haven't.
Yes.
Except for Hideo.
that was a mistake on our part.
I see. I see you.
Ooh.
I think puns are funny, even if some people don't appreciate them properly.
You didn't laugh.
I
I
snorted
did, and
air
that
through
really
my
is all that
nose.
matters.
So Mistake is a pretty big character this season, and the big
Yeah,
reveal
surprisingly
was that
big.
she is an Oni, which is actually like a really cool twist, I think. 'Cause she's been there all along.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Well, literally,
And-
she's been there all along, so.
Yeah, she's been there since season 1 with selling Traveler's Tea. Her voice changed at one point, but she's old, so whatever. But I do wonder now who the kid that was with her in season 1 was, because I assumed it was like her
It was
grandson
Nelson,
before. No, it wasn't.
the purple
This kid had a
ninja.
hood.
Yeah,
No, he didn't look at all like Nelson.
yeah, he got a facelift.
Dareth's son.
He's an Oni too. He can shapeshift. Boom, got him.
So, yeah, it reveals she's an Oni, and the Oni can change shape.
Mm-hmm. And Oni naturally look like Garmadon does.
Yes, that was so awesome.
I was
because
so
that, like,
excited when they did that.
I liked that reveal so much
That, like,
because
that,
I
like,
always wondered
adds-
why he looked like that.
Yeah, like everyone
Exactly.
confirmed, like that was just that makes so much sense
It
now.
does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's an actual explanation, but it's not forced into you. No one actually says anything.
Yeah, they don't say anything
just
like that. And
there.
that's really, really cool.
That was my favorite part of the season.
Honestly,
that
it's
was
Yeah,
right
and
there for me,
I
too.
hope, obviously, next wave, if the leaks are to be believed, we're not going to get Oni sets. But it seems like towards the end, what they're gearing up for is Ninjago versus Oni.
Mm-hmm. If
Which I'm really
Garmadon's
excited to
ramblings
see.
can be believed.
So, I'm really, really excited to see that, though, because I would love to get, like a bunch of figures that look like Garmadon like that.
Mhm.
And apparently they have horns, too.
Oh yeah, and they have the backwards knees and the hooves.
But that was like,
and
I
all
feel like that was like one of the coolest things that the hype led up to. Like, they always made a big deal of what does an Oni even look like. And the cool thing was like, oh, we already know what one looks like.
And now
Mhm.
we do.
And we had one with us since the very beginning.
And I still can't get over how much sense it makes now that Garmadon looked like that.
Exactly.
It always bugged me that he looked like that randomly. I didn't understand it.
I mean, I just thought it was like something, because he was cursed.
At first I thought,
You know.
like, maybe when he died he looked like that.
Well, you've seen the clip Battle Between Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I always thought it was just part of the curse,
Yeah,
that
so
sent
would
him
I.
down there. But apparently, it was like, well, the curse probably still had something to do with it. But it,
Well,
like,
yeah.
brought that part of him out more. Because
Instead
it
of
said,
the
like,
dragon
Garmadon
part.
inherited more of the Oni part, and Wu inherited
Oh.
more of the dragon part.
Garmadon and Wu are furries. It's confirmed. They're part
I do like how they make sure that the lineage makes very much sense. Like, they always mention that Wu has both Oni and Dragon, and so does Lloyd. So anytime that kind of stuff applies, they make sure they know what's going on, which I feel like is a detail a lot of shows could skip
20%
over.
dragon, 20% Oni, 50% human.
I think so.
What happened to the other 10%?
I said 20, not 25. The other
10%
10%
sparkles.
is will and courage and enthusiasm. No, it's green. The other 10% is green. I changed my
Yeah, that
answer.
makes me so excited to get, like, Oni sets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just actually
yeah,
really
that'd be
glad
cool.
that the Dragon... I think everyone thought the Dragon Hunters were going to be Oni.
Yeah.
I
people
thought
did.
that they were originally until they specified that they weren't. I was like, oh, okay.
Which I'm kind of glad, because, like, the Oni are actually, like, way more intimidating looking
They
than
are.
the Dragon Hunters.
I think
Yeah.
that they probably
Dragon
did that on
Hunters are
purpose,
just Mad
honestly,
Max.
to say, nope, they're cooler than you thought.
Mm-hmm. I still like
Yeah,
the Dragon
I-
Hunters aesthetic, though.
Yeah, they're alright.
I like the green and orange combo.
What is their species, though? I kind of wonder if Kilo is, like, the same species as them, because his skin is, like, the same tone.
He has gray skin
Maybe?
with white face paint, whereas they have white skin.
Is he just, like... I don't know what species they are, because I don't think they're just normal humans, because they seem to have a different skin color.
They don't
I'm
have
not
a
going to
formal
comment on that.
name. Because
And they're all,
don't
like,
a
they have
formal
all have
society.
red eyes, I believe, too.
Yeah.
They do. I think
They all have
maybe
red eyes,
it's a
white skin,
product
black
of living
hair.
there. Like, they evolved differently to
Probably.
cope
That-
with the environment.
The question
Maybe,
is, where did they
but-
come from? Like, in the land of
We know
Oni
for
and
certain,
Dragon,
like,
where did
Kilo is
humans
confirmed to
come
have been a
from?
different species, too.
That is true.
Maybe they're half Oni,
So,
half Dragon.
I don't know if they're from
spawn.
that realm. I don't think they are, like, indigenous to that realm, either.
I wouldn't think so, no.
They got marooned there, and Iron Baron took
So-
charge.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but let's talk.
Write
We
a
haven't
book
talked
about
much
it.
about that realm at all
We have not, no.
so far.
No, we
Sick
haven't.
So,
way.
They're in Wasteland now.
Yep. The ninja are going through the realm of the Oni and the dragon, which is more just the realm of the dragon at this point, I guess, because all the Oni are gone.
And we'll see where they're headed later in the
Da,
show.
da, da.
But yeah, so we get to see Wu growing up. It's funny because young Wu actually looks exactly like Wu looked in the, like Kid Wu looks exactly like Kid Wu looked in the flashback.
Which is good. Continuity is
Mhm.
good.
So now then there's Teen Wu, who doesn't look like he never goes to like what young Wu in any of like, Hands of Time or any of the young Wu flashbacks look like. But I have an explanation.
Oh, good.
I'll do an episode on this eventually, but I might as well say because no one's gonna listen to this.
Okay.
So I think the reason his hair turned white so fast was like a process of his accelerated aging. So his like hair turned white faster.
I think it's because he was a coward, but okay.
No, I think that makes sense.
I kind of
No,
figured
no,
it was
I'm
because of
kidding.
the
I don't
magic.
really think he's a coward.
Because, since they confirmed that Kid Wu still looked the same, and whenever they do flashbacks, they still are using the original designs from those episodes, so I don't think they're decanonizing how he
Jay's
looked
kid
before.
voice.
Oh, yeah, we got a Jay flashback, too, to his, like, pilot episode clip.
Yeah.
It didn't actually have any interesting lore in it, but,
no.
at least he got it. It's still cool, like I said, it's like the exact moment from the pilot episode, like Zane and Cole got. Well, actually, no, we didn't get Zane's. We got a totally different moment for Zane.
Yeah.
But we got Cole's, which was cool, and it's cool to see Jay's. Now I kind of want to see, more in context when Wu meets Zane. Like if Wu acknowledges that he did meet Zane once before.
Oh, and did they explain in this season or the last one how he got his powers, ice powers?
The last one.
The
They
last
didn't
one,
explain it, but they alluded to it.
Yeah. Explained it for lore nerds.
Yes.
You
So, Also, I find it funny how, like, Wu suddenly gains an accent once he turns 21.
Maybe he visited a foreign country. Some people
He
have
was
that
legally
habit.
allowed
no,
to
even,
drink,
like, at this
and he
point,
drunk
though,
the wrong tea.
You know, as soon as he grows the mustache, he, like, starts getting his accent, then is stuck between non-accent and accent for some reason. That's something, like, my mom always asked when she came in and we were watching Ninjago. She's like, if Garmadon and Wu are supposed to be brothers, how come Wu has an accent and he doesn't?
Got him. And didn't the first Ninjutsu master not have an accent either?
He's never talked.
Oh, I thought he was talking to them in the
Actually,
clips.
actually, did he talk in this one?
He talked.
Yeah, I thought he talked to them in the clips.
We didn't see his face.
We
Where
didn't
he was
see
like,
the
"You
face.
must
I
have
No,
faith."
he talked in the
we didn't
flashback,
see a
didn't he?
face or anything like that. But he was like, "You must have faith or whatever."
Okay, yeah, he did. He did
was
talk. He had.
He was in the flashback with the fishing.
It's really cool. I like that they're keeping consistent. That we always only see him from behind and never see his face in the flashbacks.
Well, he's half
It's
Oni,
been
half
like that
dragon.
since-
He's probably hideous.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure he modeled like everyone in Ninjago after himself. So
Yeah. I mean, he's a shapeshifter too, so he doesn't have to stay hideous.
I wonder if there are other Oni living in Ninjago besides Mistake.
That's
I
an
wonder if
excellent
Wu
point,
can
and they're
tap
probably
into
gonna
his
elaborate on
shapeshifting
that.
powers. I wonder if Lloyd can tap into his latent shapeshifting DNA.
They said, well,
That's why he has
Mistake,
green
when she was
eyes,
fighting
boom.
Garmadon, was like saying, "Witness the power of a full-blooded Oni," implying that they don't have all. Obviously, they don't have all the powers of a dragon. They don't even have.
Oh
wings.
yeah, but people always
still-
extrapolate powers
I
further.
can't help but
You know what I mean?
wonder how there's a crossbreed of Oni and dragon, though.
It is not worth overthinking, in my experience.
Yes.
Probably not.
My alternate answer
Because the-
being CRISPR.
Question is, was the dragon evil? Was the Oni a good Oni?
The dragon was good. The Oni were evil.
But the
Then
Oni
why
and the
would
dragon
they,
that were
you know-
friends and had a kid, one of
Well,
them had
obviously,
to be...
Romeo and
it
Juliet
seems
going
that-
on here? I don't know.
Well, from what we've seen from Mistake, the Oni aren't, incapable of turning because she was like, she saw how the world was and then she, turned away from the ways of the other Oni.
What if she was the Oni who is the mother of... Oh, wait.
Okay, I actually thought that she was Wu and Garmadon's mother for a while. I mean, that still is possible, actually.
Because she went to the realm and she met the first Ninjutsu master and all that junk. So,
Yeah, she knew the first Ninjutsu master.
So
I
maybe Wu and
suspected for a long
Garmadon
time
came
she had
after
something
she
to
came
do
there.
with them.
I actually thought that was like her. Then they were saying, "Who are you?" That's who I thought she was Wu's mother for a while because it almost made sense the way that Wu always knew to go to her for stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess that doesn't seem to be what they're doing with it because she's dead now.
Yet.
Yeah, she's dead. They're not going to bring her back
Flashbacks.
up.
Because Lego would never bring back dead people. It's just not
R.I.P.
done.
Garmadon.
I don't. She's too minor of a character to bring back.
But she's too major of a species for the next season. They'll bring
Yeah,
her
I
up
mean,
in
they are
She
gonna
comes
be
back
only
as a
a-
ghost.
It is still possible that we could see, like, the descendants of Wu and Garmadon, though I think because I had to pose the question of how that's even possible, they're going to try to avoid that.
They used magic,
I thought
of
that
course.
Wu didn't have kids.
No, Wu didn't have kids. I mean his grandparents.
Ancestors, not
Oh,
descendants.
okay.
Yeah.
You said descendants, and I was like,
Mm.
that's just Lloyd, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's just
Wu
Lloyd.
is an old man.
So
and
if
never
Lloyd
had a
never
girl.
finds a girlfriend, that line just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Wu never did.
And now, like, so Harumi basically destroyed that at this point because Lloyd's just all angsty about that.
Well, then
now.
she kind of
Yeah.
became his sister, so. Except by then,
In
mean,
the
technically-
Tahu Gali way,
had
not in
disowned
the
him, so.
Flash Iris way, in the Tahu
More
Gali
like-
way.
Well, let's talk about Harumi now, then.
Yeah, let's talk about
Okay.
Harumi.
Because she's also dead.
Yeah,
is
she
dead.
died too. Just to give Garmadon angst.
I'm trying to find...
actually
Mace,
true,
didn't you
yes.
include a picture of Harumi in here?
I did notice that they connected her with Garmadon as deeply as possible and then promptly killed her off. Basically, just connecting her that closely just for the purpose of killing her off to cause massive...
And probably because there's too many characters. I wasn't sure... I'm not totally sure she's dead. We didn't...
That's true. If you don't see the body,
That's true.
of course that might mean her parents are still alive too. Dun, dun, dun.
Their parents definitely aren't still alive.
And maybe they hated her and they left the country. She's not a good person.
There's no picture of Harumi in here.
What?
The
I'll just put this picture of the beaten up car instead. Maybe that's how she looks now. So yeah, I wasn't expecting them to kill off Harumi like that. I mean, they sort of had a redemption arc, but not entirely.
One that she didn't deserve.
That a
or
little, like, implicit, there was still some degree of good in her, but mostly because she was guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for. I think that actually makes it more interesting.
She'll survive, I'm sure. Oh, Garmadon will bring her back as only
I'm not
the
sure
evil
that
parts
she
of her.
survived. I really don't know either way, to be honest.
She died. They didn't show the body because it's Lego cartoon ninja toys fight.
They showed Moro's body.
But that was a skeleton. Lego does do skeletons, but they don't show people fall to their death and die. They don't show the dying part. They show them fall. They don't show the body. They don't show dead bodies. They show decayed bodies, sure, but not dead ones. So that's why we didn't see
decayed is not dead.
You have to ask Lego why that is, but that is their policy. So that's why we didn't see the body, because they weren't going to show Harumi laying there with X'd out eyes and a tongue sticking out.
So yeah, after that, so now, you know, Ninjago's had like multiple 9/11s in one day. And, because, you know, we confirmed in there's still people in all those buildings that were coming down.
Yeah, the stone dude bro stomped
like
down a
tons
lot
and tons of people have died. And if, you know, from last season, we know during Day of the Great Devourer, tons of people died.
Uh-huh.
And this is way worse than Day of the Great Devourer.
It honestly is. So many people would die now that it's hardly even funny. Why do people still live here? Actually, I think that Jay said that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did.
Why do people keep coming and living here?
Yeah, I believe he did say that, actually.
That's true, there's no taxes in Ninjago City.
They pay for everything by inventing random new technology out of the blue and becoming rich off of it.
Okay.
So let's see. What is next on my list? Oh. We talked last episode about how a green ninja hood does exist. But does a brown one? Because that appeared again here.
I hope so. I want it. As a piece, I mean.
Are we going to talk about Super Dareth?
Oh, yeah. I kind of didn't take any notes of that because it was just a lot of throwaway toilet humor, but...
Now, that part wasn't good, but him having brown coming out of his hand.
What was the power actually supposed to be? Because he needed to actually specify a power.
Just make him Pohatu and...
He was brown power.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. As soon as there was that sequence where he was saying, I'll do anything, then I was only thinking, dude, you need to ask what the power is first. You don't even have to ask for a specific power. Just know what it is first. Because for all we know, then the humor involved was indeed the superpower, which I'm guessing it was, but
I almost thought he would get a power, because they were like,
I wanted
so
him
much
to.
focus
I
on
wanted
it.
him to. I was so excited
trolling
for
everyone.
Superpower.
A lot of people thought he was gonna like get the power to like commune with animals.
That would have worked.
Huh.
That would have worked.
Yeah, there's
Power
no
of
master
Brown,
of
yeah.
animals.
Yeah, there's no brown print of the ninja hood either.
That is a shame. Give Dareth the power. Give Dareth the power. Poor Dareth. He never gets to do anything but get beat
I
up
want
and
that
die.
piece.
Well, I guess he did beat people up in the season finale.
I mean, Dareth still drives the plot forward. Ninjago would not be saved if not for him. Remember, he's the one who the whole reason they beat the Overlord.
That's true. He beat the Stone Army.
Yep, he commanded the Stone Army.
He did. Stone Army, go.
And then he saved that reporter lady in the season finale of this season.
Oh, that
yeah.
was awesome. That was possibly my favorite episode. Just for that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And he's like, I'm your biggest fan, and she faints. And I was just like, that is the sweetest dang thing.
Dareth is the best.
He is. He's so not
Gareth
humble,
is-
it's hilarious.
Well, in being so not humble, he's very humble.
That is true.
He is humbled.
Mm-hmm. He has a high opinion of himself and a higher opinion of his friends.
But yeah, I'm really glad Dareth got more focus this season. Dareth will never not be a good character.
I've loved him since the first season he was in, which was what, the second
Dareth
one?
is the spirit of Ninjago. I don't know how we ever had a show without him.
What if we had a mini Dareth show where there were episodes like 5 minutes each of just Dareth?
I'm
being
kind of
Dareth?
worried about that becoming Woo's tea shop.
Man, I liked Woo's Tea Shop.
I don't remember.
I've only seen parts of it. It's so freaky.
It is,
I'm not
but it
familiar
was
with
funny.
this tea shop. What
I
is
haven't
this?
seen it all either. Mace, find a picture of the panda in Woo's tea shop.
Okay.
Is
I don't
it a real
remember Panda.
panda? Relatively
No.
speaking, for Lego.
Not as far as I remember, no. I
Is
think
it
it
a
was
stuffed
costume.
panda? Like, what is it?
Woo's Teas. Oh, no, it is. You're right. What? It's a real one.
It's a
I
live
don't
panda?
remember that. Yeah, a live baby panda.
Bro. I did not know that.
Did you
Did
find the
somebody
picture?
find the picture before me? No? Okay. Then let me get you the picture.
I've never heard of Woo's Tea Shop. I do not.
I don't know, I like
It was like these clips. It's non-canon.
There's 20 minutes of slightly disjointed, slightly overarching plot episodes. So it's about one episode worth, Woo's Teas, and it's on YouTube for free. The
Yeah, it's
entire
like
thing.
32 minutes, I think.
I'll
on
have
Lego's
to look
YouTube.
at that, I guess.
I'm trying to load the panda, but it takes forever.
Oh, well. Well, they're slow animals.
Okay, picture coming your way.
Yay.
Come on.
After the podcast, I'll find the full
Any
episode
like
for you guys.
oh, that's not the panda.
But what other panda could you possibly be talking about?
How many pandas are there in Ninjago City?
I'm talking about the big one.
But I just X'd it out. I'll have to go back and find it again.
Oh, no.
You don't remember what I'm talking about, Mace? You said you saw it.
No. That was 2 years ago.
Darn it, it's not
I
easy to
saw
find
it
immediately.
once 2 years
Eventually,
ago.
I want to do like a live reaction to Woo's Tea Shop
Oh
at some
my
point,
gosh.
actually.
From what I remember, it was the funniest episode.
But no, the panda gets big and freaky, if I remember it right.
That's
Oh
horrifying.
yeah, they used some random magic tea to make it weird.
Oh, you still haven't seen Skybound, so you don't know. Mace, you know the creature in Skybound, the really freaky one. It's like the
what about
freakiest
Clancy?
thing I've-
Got him.
No, in Skybound. No, not Skybound.
Uh,
Possession, actually. So you should have actually seen this, Klenda, I think.
Possession, okay. So you mean the...
Where they go to Cloud Kingdom, and then they go to that one weird
Oh,
creature's
yeah, that
room.
weird
Yes?
thing.
You remember that? How freaky
Yeah, I remember
was?
that.
Yes.
I think
It's like
I
that.
have that episode on my computer.
Okay.
That thing is still, like, nightmare-inducing.
Mm. Oh yeah, what about
Are
the
we
Cloud
going-
Kingdom? What's up with them? Are they still controlling the whims of everyone on the entire world?
Cloud Kingdom, people tried to forget it happened.
Cloud Cuckoo Land.
I'm still trying to find the panda episode of it. Is the full-length episode not the entire thing?
I think it is, but we'll go on that another time.
I'm scrolling my mouse over the thing, and I'm not seeing a panda. Oh, I see it. It's in the middle at 9 minutes. Got it. Okay.
So
Picture
that's
of
actually
big
about
panda
all the
coming up.
notes I have.
Okay.
You found the picture of the big panda?
Yes. I don't remember
Oh,
this. I do not
What?
remember this. You look so terrible. Oh, man. I'm trying to find a good screenshot for you guys. But man, does it look terrible.
Oh dear.
The
I need about-
anticipation.
I need about 30 seconds. Because,
There's
you know
more
how long
tension
pictures
here
take to
than the
upload.
quiet ones.
Come on, stand upright. There
Well,
we go.
that's all
that
the
should
time
be
we
good.
have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Fine.
So,
Oh man, the
for
Kung Fu
reference in
Panda
the
reboot
podcast,
looks great.
What?
This is the picture Mace originally posted. This panda isn't that freaky. It's just. It
But
looks
this
like
one
a
my-
is.
toy.
Uh,
Yeah, that one.
no.
It's just Hulk with a
No.
panda head.
No. 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 No.
Did you? Is everyone dead?
This
Yeah,
makes me
that's-
uncomfortable.
Yeah, anytime there's like, darn it, what was I gonna say? Like a live creature or something in Ninjago that's like not a reptile. It's absolutely horrifying.
This is the face of nightmares.
There it is. There's the panda. That is. See, that's almost as terrifying as the thing from Cloud Kingdom.
What even was that supposed to be?
I'm guessing it's sort of supposed to be like a panda in big fig form.
I mean, I guess so. It's wrong.
I guess he drunk Big
It's
Fig
very
tea
wrong.
because the baby panda licked a tea bag and turned into this.
This is why you don't lick tea bags.
You could get swole in 1 second.
Their tea bags in Ninjago are like demonic drugs, so
To be fair, they do get them from Mistake, who is an Oni, who is magic.
That is true.
Yeah.
And a demon. She's a demon.
oh
so...
my, Mace, that other picture you posted of the panda, it's even
Uh-huh.
worse.
Yeah.
That's what I was not screaming about.
It's a true
Like a
face
scream.
of fear.
I do not scrim. It's... Yes, are you putting that on the overlay?
Yeah, I'm putting that on the air now.
I'll link y'all to
dear.
the full episode after the podcast.
Yeah, well, I've been waiting to see it, like in full, until we can all watch it.
And do a
Okay,
reaction
okay.
video?
Yeah.
Like
Because
real
I feel like
YouTubers do.
Plot-wise,
Yeah,
it's
them.
probably the worst. Humor-wise, it's probably the best.
I didn't even think the humor is that good.
But you only saw 2 or 3 minutes of 20 minutes of 1-minute clips.
I was so weirded
What?
out by the whole thing.
That's true. And you're all more into the lore than I am, so I don't really notice or care about the contradictions as much.
It's very, very non-canon.
That tongue
Yeah.
makes me uncomfortable.
What tone?
The tongue.
Tongue from the panda's mouth.
Oh, the tongue. There it is. Now.
Those blank hollow eyes
pictures.
and the cone-shaped tongue.
He's a demon. Confirmed.
And the candy corn teeth.
He's Mistake's son.
I'm gonna not make the obvious joke here.
You see, because Onis are shapeshifters, so he shapeshifted into a demon panda.
I was going to say, yeah, this was a mistake.
So yeah, this is absolutely horrifying. Let's get back to the season.
Don't forget his black lipstick. Look at the panda's black
the
lipstick.
pandas do actually look like that, to
They
be
do.
fair.
Well, yeah, they are giant bears, and bears are
They do. My
monsters.
panda has that.
Yeah, we're just gonna move forward.
Let's do that.
So, Dareth is great. Everyone else is second rate.
Dareth is dope.
Dareth takes dope. He sounds
I like
stoned
that
all the
Skylar,
time.
Adam,
He
the
actually
actual
did.
part where they actually did the logical thing with Skylar's powers and it didn't work. Actually, I really liked that.
I did like that. I was thinking, well, why don't you just... And she did just. So, one of the few times that people in shows take my advice.
It's always annoying when you're like, why don't you just do this? And then they don't. I mean, I know they can't hear and the show's already been made, but still.
They either have to point it out as an option and actually try it, or they have to suggest it and then someone says it's a stupid idea and would never work and then move on and never mention it again.
Shame them out of their idea.
No, that's lampshading it. It's pointing out the own plot issue anyway. Maybe we were talking
Dareth.
about mistakes.
Do you think they'll ever actually give him a power?
Now, the
I
final
wish.
battle for this, I think, was a little bit underwhelming too.
Same.
Where
same.
Lloyd was like, where all of a sudden Garmadon's powers were based on Lloyd fighting him. I feel that if they established that earlier, it would have been a little bit better.
I kind of thought it made sense, actually. I mean, he was.
I mean, it did kind of make
summoned
sense, but I feel like they
to-
didn't allude to it early enough.
And it was kind of
I
an
don't think it's
anticlimactic
specifically
way to
Lloyd,
beat the
even.
big
I think he
boss.
just lives off of combat because that's what.
But there's still
Darkness
combat
does.
going on at the time, like against his Oni Titan thing.
I think that
That's
he...
true, but I think that was more on autopilot at that point.
But I mean, so it's only when people are directly fighting him, because there's lots
I
of
would think
moments
so.
during season where they weren't fighting him.
That's not the same thing
Like
as
when he murders
refusing
Mr.
to
E.
fight him in the same
Yeah,
way.
he just murders Mr. E for fun.
Yeah, and Mr. E's not fighting him.
That's true, but he wasn't doing the whole thing about... He wasn't necessarily resisting
He was
him,
definitely resisting it when he was trying to rip him apart.
but he wasn't chanting it aloud, which is clearly what you had to do in this situation.
Harumi removed Mr. E's voice box. Confirmed.
It...
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst. I mean, it's still better than the Corridor of Elders fight where they held the line. They literally just held them back with their hands.
We
What
hold the
season
line.
was that?
That's not what I meant.
That was Tournament of Elements, though it had awesome music. So
Yeah, what did you think of the music in this season?
to be honest, I need to hear it a bit more.
I didn't
bootleg
notice.
versions I watched. The sound wasn't the best, so
That is true. It was hard to find good quality episodes for this season.
I need to hopefully the composers will release more clips. I think there might be a couple Sons of Garmadon clips out there now, but I'd like to see more tracks from this season
Yeah.
in Sons of Garmadon before I can make my judgment. I have to see this again too, which when it comes out on DVD I will watch it again.
Yeah, the soundtrack didn't particularly strike me, but usually I get wrapped up
I've
enough in
heard
the
other
other stuff
people's-
that I don't really notice it.
Yeah, it's usually when I watch Ninjago episodes like the third or fourth time I start really noticing the soundtrack.
And when I watch TV, I do 1 to 2 other things at the same time. So I usually don't notice soundtracks unless they're quite prominent.
It's like I didn't notice how great. Like Possession probably has the best score of any season. Actually, it's really, really great. But I did not notice that my first time through.
When are they going to have a
so much
Cole
musical
season, though?
storytelling throughout? It's great.
Are they ever going to do a Cole season?
I don't know
I don't think so at this point.
Probably not.
because I believe this was the Hageman Brothers last season. If I'm not writing
yikes.
it, if I'm right, I heard that. I know I heard that from people. I won't say who it is in case they were wrong, but I have heard that from people.
Get ready
And
to suck ninja.
Though they did have another guy writing with them this season, so whoever's writing, I'm guessing he'd be the one to write next. So they've been training someone basically.
Good.
Okay. My young Padawan.
So hopefully whoever takes over, they might have actually written episode 100. I don't know because that's what we're getting next is like a special few
Well, good.
episodes.
We had that for
I'm not sure what I have no idea what to expect for Ninjago going forward.
How
I don't
many
think we're going
hours
to go
of
right to the
content?
Oni thing.
Did they say 2019 has? And they said, 16 hours? From what I remember? Am I
It's a
wrong?
Yeah, they said
16-hour-long special.
like the few episodes leading up to the 100 aren't everything. They said is releasing
Yeah, they
next
said-
year. So
they
I'm pretty
mentioned
sure
a number
there's
of
at least
how
going to
many
be like
hours
an
of
8.
content they have planned.
There'll be like at least like a 5 to 8 episode, maybe even 10 episode season. There'll be a fullish season at the very least next year as well, probably in the summer. And I'm guessing that one will be the Oni season.
Yeah. The
I would
special
think
is
so.
going to
That's the
be the thing. Maybe they're going to do time travel again, and that's why we see all the old stuff.
I hope not.
I
just
hope
because
not,
I
of
want to hear
course.
people whine.
I don't think
But,
that they
I don't
do it
mind
right
time
after
travel.
that. I don't think that they would do another time travel one so soon, but...
I want to
I don't
see
either.
the old
I don't
sets
really-
rebooted in a new context. I don't want to see them be. the
Okay, you
literal
weren't on the
old
episode
sets.
last night where we discussed that, were you, Mace?
No, I was not. I was walking.
Yeah, so we did discuss that a lot last night, so I won't rehash my thoughts, because I also did quick thoughts on it. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes forward, because I have no idea at all.
I want to look at
Overall,
them.
though-
I want leaked set images now.
I'm not going to look at the leaked set images, because they're never... The mini
I mean, the
prints usually
official
aren't done.
leaks, the releases, whatever you call
Yeah, that's not a
official
leak
leaks.
then, at that point.
Whatever you call the official ones.
Overall, though, I really like this season. I feel like it did an alright job following up. A few things could have been better. we didn't really talk about Wu and the dragons at all, did we?
No.
Not really, no.
That was a thing. I feel like it wasn't the most noteworthy thing. It was just all right.
They could have
was
wrapped
there.
up the Wu and the Dragons plot in 2 episodes.
I feel like I was more interested in the stuff going on in the main Ninjago realm than the Dragon Hunter realm, honestly.
Most will.
Because, like, we didn't even discuss, like, that whole thing with Faith, and apparently everyone's going crazy over that, but I just didn't think she was that great of a character.
What are they going crazy about in that sense?
Everyone really likes Faith for some reason.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What?
I said everyone seems to really like Faith for some reason.
Well, I thought that they were trying to ship her and Wu.
That'd be kind of weird.
Well, yes, which is why I wasn't on board with that.
But, yeah, that wasn't what
But
they were doing.
instead, they were setting her
thought
up
she
to
was
become Iron Baron, too.
just kind of there. She wasn't really a big part of it, in my opinion.
Nah,
She wasn't. I didn't think she was bad, though.
It was an excuse
She wasn't
to have a
bad,
troll guy.
but some people are like praising her as like one of the best Ninjago characters ever made.
we all
It's
know
'cause
that's
she's
Dareth,
progressive.
Dareth, and Dareth.
Actually, that's like literally the reason that they cite.
I know this culture well. Also, I am a girl.
So, yeah.
Citation needed.
So she was just a character, really.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think she was that interesting. I don't think the plot would have been that different without her either, honestly.
No.
Because the ninja were still going the exact same way without her.
Yep.
So, yeah. Iron Baron is dead, isn't he? Or is he not dead? They, like, melt him in metal, but then what happens to him?
His eyeballs move and he's trapped there forever. So he's dead in a cartoon
He's gonna starve.
sense. Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the Dragon Hunters eat dragon.
Uh-huh.
Well, what else are they gonna eat?
I don't know, I just find that interesting because the dragons are apparently very sentient and intelligent beings, and they're not exactly just animals.
Yeah, and this is the Y7 show, and they have them eating sentient beings.
So,
Just another day in Ninjago, boys.
what are the Dragon Hunters going to eat now? I mean, technically, didn't the ninja eat lizard at one point while they were in that realm?
Yeah.
And weren't those just baby dragons then?
No.
I don't think so, but maybe.
No. I'm gonna pretend like the ninja don't kill baby dragons and devour them, because that would be weird.
I mean,
Hey,
people
Lloyd,
kill
we
and eat
ate your
things all the time when they
great-grandpa's
don't know what they
cousin.
are properly.
Did
So-
Wu eat dragon? Because wouldn't that be like cannibalism?
You're right.
When you
it
eat
would.
monkey, is that cannibalism?
But Wu is descended from Wu is literally the
That
grandson
is
of
true.
a
He's
dragon.
like
He's the grandson of a dragon.
yeah.
If my grandpa was a monkey, it would be.
Okay, that is true. I'll give you that.
Like, he's literally only 2 lines down from dragon.
I have other issues with the biology of that, but this is not the time to do that.
It's a land of magic, and an Oni and a dragon
mean-
combined their light and dark magic to create the first Fujitsu
Technically,
master.
then the biology could make sense because the Oni could shapeshift however they wanted to look.
But then, why was the baby a human and not a dragon?
Well, it was whatever form the first Spinjitzu master took, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I guess he could shapeshift, probably.
That is probably true.
So he was like,
So-
hey, I want to be a human. Sorry, Dad Dragon, I don't want to be a dragon anymore.
It's not a phase. This is who I truly am.
And then he left
Well,
home,
in
and I'm
fairness,
gonna
I guess
start
it
my
wasn't a
own
phase.
country. And he did.
Eh.
Alright, so I think that's about everything.
Yeah,
I believe
overall
so.
good, but not the best.
Yeah, it was very good. It's below Skybound for me, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, that's
But it
still
is
high.
the third best.
I'm not sure where it is overall.
I'd say third best. I don't think any of the others quite beat it out.
It needs a bit more time to set in before I decide.
That is
Yeah, I
true.
would say that too.
I've
I'd
only
also have
seen
to watch
each
some of the
episode
other ones
once.
again.
Yes.
And you need to actually see Skybound.
I know.
Yes. It's a good one. I think you'd enjoy it.
So I have heard. I will have to do that sometime, but I have to watch Galador first.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember to do that soon. I haven't watched
So-
that since I was 6 years old.
I haven't watched
What
it.
have your thoughts been on Ninjago Hunted? Please leave a comment below. keep a lookout for Ninjago Explained. Now that we've gotten past the whole Sons of Garmadon Hunted arc, I am finally in a place where I have a lot more lore to work with, and I have several new episode ideas I'd like to get out there. And if you have any suggestions for it, please leave them in the comments below. Literally no one has ever done that, even though I ask every time. And remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here looking up for Ninjago coverages. We have our Brick Fair podcast coming up next, so
Yes.
look forward to that as we finally talk about that several weeks after the convention.
Yes. Thank you to all our Patreons.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, them. I don't think we mentioned them last episode.
We
but
didn't. Double
they're
thanks
still
to
there.
you.
And they're still great.
Yep, they're still there. And this is like one of the latest podcasts we've ever done, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that I am as not logical. What's the word for it? Coherent as I am.
Sentient?
Lucid.
Anyway.
So, for Klenda, Mace, and myself, LQ, we thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Have a good one.
Farewell.